So, I might work. No, where I work is classified. So I was at a
Classified.
place. I was freaking at a place where there's a pool and
Mm-hmm.
you guard lives. I was freaking doing my MLG business, doing my
Mm-hmm.
job of guarding the lives, because this is a
That life
top
of
secret.
guard.
This is a top secret job. Like freaking no one can know about this, John. This is why I'm giving it to you
Nope.
in code. There was a freaking guy who just like he walked in, and he's like the guy that you want to avoid where I
Oh,
work.
not that guy.
Oh, he was that guy. So my boss was like, in the boss room where bosses hang out, and I'm like, yo fam,
As per usual.
it's the dude. And the boss was like, oh dang, it's that guy. Oh snap. Oh
It's that guy
snap.
that no one likes.
I didn't really say any of that to my boss, but anyways, that's besides the point. There were two parents that were freaking just watching him, and he walked over to the shallow end, not in the shallow end, and he's outside of it, he's out on the pool, and I'm like, yo fam, all right, if this guy freaking dives in, I'm gonna like freak out. So this guy has a tendency to do whatever the freak he wants at the place where I work, where I guard lives. So he's like getting ready. He's freaking stretching, and he's an experienced person of swimmers. And he's like, I know exactly what you're thinking right now, but not saying it. And I'm like, gotcha. And then he freaking decides to look over and freaking dive in the pool, and I'm like, bruh, in the shallow end, and it's the shallow end's only three
Bruh.
freaking feet deep, and I'm like, okay,
What an idiot.
okay, this is the third freaking time you have done this, third week in a row as well. So I'm like, all right,
What?
I got to be that freaking person of guarding of lives, who
That guard of life.
that guard of life who freaking
Yeah, we gotta
stands
get outta
up
here, dude.
and does the right thing. So I was like, yo fam, by the way, I have a whistle. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna be a nice person and not blow my whistle, because like I want to be that guy who's like, because there were a bunch of people around, so I didn't want to call him out on what he did, even though what he did was wrong, because there's a freaking sign right behind him and in front of him that says no diving. All right.
Alright, so continue. You go over. You're gonna be like a nice person. You don't blow your whistle. You don't call him right out in front of him. Then what?
I was like, okay fam, I know what I'm gonna do, because he's freaking swimming. So I'm like, all right, bruh, I got this.
Bruh.
So I put my guarding of life buoy in the water, cause I'm like, yo fam, I gotta get his attention, and I might or might not be a swimmer, maybe. So I freaking know that you can see in front of you whenever you swim, even though you're breathing freaking side to side. So I put it pretty deep in there, and then all of a sudden I feel water hit me. He flip turn on me. So I'm like, okay, boy. I see how it is. I'll wait until you come back. And the parents look at me. It's like, did that guy just freaking dive in? And I'm like, yes, he did. I sprint over. I speed walk over, because you're freaking not supposed to run on the pool deck, because I'm a responsible guard of lives.
Mm-hmm.
Walk over to my boss. I'm like, yo, fam, this fool dove into the freaking pool, and I tried to get their freaking attention, and they ain't answering. Exactly like that, my dude. Because you know that's how I talk.
Obviously.
And my boss was like, okay, boy, did he just what? I'm like, yeah, fam. You know it, my boss! He continues swimming for about a freaking 200, so I'm like, okay, boy, I got it. I understand. You do you. He finally stops after like swimming for a good while, and I'm like, all right, boy, I got this. I sprint over. I speed walk over. And I'm like, yo, fam. And then all of a sudden he looks over, and you need to understand this, John. We've only communicated telepathically, all right? So I was like, okay, boy, what am I gonna do? He looks at me. He freaking stares right into my soul. Listen, man, you ain't supposed to dive in that pool, especially not in the shallow end, because it's freaking 3 feet. And then I point to the sign, and I'm like, yo, fam, you see that sign? And he's like, absolute silence. And I'm like, okay, oh dang. It's gonna be one of these
Oh,
dudes.
dang.
Oh dang nabbit. So I'm like, okay, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? I use my freaking Shrekking skills. I'm like, you got it? And he's like, so you're being a smart donkey. And I'm like, oh dang. Dang nabbit, my boy. He's Shrekking me. He's Shrekking the Shrek. No, sir. It's freaking my job as a guarder of lives to freaking hold people responsible and enforce the rules. And he's like, you can't be a smart donkey to me. And I'm like, oh boy, do you want to go there? Because I will not. All you need to do is freaking not face plant yourself in that shallow end, my boy.
It just gets worse and worse. As
It
you
gets worse and
go.
worse. And then he's like, boy, you can't mess with me. And I'm like, okay, fam. And I awkwardly walk away. And then my boss is like, you did done good, my homie. You did done good.